So today I would like to talk about what is the meaning of waking up. What do people mean when they say wake up? Why doesn't everybody understand what this means? So basically everything is energy. I'm energy, my desk is energy. If you look at it under a microscope, it's actually moving around. But it's moving so slowly that to the human eye it appears solid. However, everything is made up of atoms and molecules, and it's always moving around and changing. And it changes based on what is being input, what consciousness it is receiving, and what level of consciousness it resides at. So vibration is the energy that is emitted by a person either before they're awake or after they're awake, and the thing that changes the vibration is how much consciousness or light they bring into their life. Once you start bringing consciousness or light into your life, then your whole perspective starts to change. And as your perspective starts to change, you start to see the world differently, and you start to question the narrative that you've always been taught from the very beginning. You start to question things like, is fluoride good for me and my brain? Is it good for me in my drinking water? Is it good for me in my toothpaste? Do I need to look at this again? Does it resonate with me? Is it something that feels right for me? As we change our energy, we change our thoughts about our world, and the things that we're being told may not now fit in the way that they used to. And this is when someone is starting to wake up. They don't just accept what they've always been told to be true. They start to look at the world from what we call a higher perspective. We start to look beyond what the media has been teaching us, what our education system has been teaching us, and we start to listen to our inner voice. So basically, when we are living on earth and before we are awakened, we are living in an energy pattern called third dimension. And at the third dimension, if you think of it like a radio wave, it would look something like this. It would be quite high and low in its waves. As you bring in more consciousness or light or more understanding, as you start to question things more, as you start to make your own decisions about things that you have been told previously, your energy pattern becomes finer. And so what that means is, instead of going at a wave like this, it starts to go more smooth. And as it becomes more smooth, it sends out an energy like a magnet that attracts to you the same type of wave. So if when you're in this wave, you're thinking of changing your diet to not, say, eat meat, or you are wanting to no longer watch television, then you're sending out a wave which is more smooth. And when you do that, the universe then sends you more energy which is similar in vibration. And as that energy goes inside your body, you find that you have a complete change of feelings, complete change of knowing, and around you your landscape changes. You start to find that you're interested in new things, you start to meet new people. You might let some people go because they no longer fit with how you feel about your life. And you start this journey towards wanting to find what is true for you. And the people that you may have had around you at this up until this point, they may now start to look at you as someone who does not really make a lot of sense anymore, because your views will possibly change, and your activities and the things that you enjoy doing and talking about and experiencing are also likely to change. And this is because your vibration has gone from this heavier wave to something now which is finer and smoother. And as that finer, smoother energy goes through your body, which is also energy, it changes your molecular structure, and it changes the way that you view your life. It changes what you attract to yourself, because everything is energy, and like attracts like. So in order to speed up this process, or to have this awakening, sometimes it can happen spontaneously. Sometimes people just get to a place in their life and they just say from their soul, what's happening? This is not my life. I'm not happy. And they kind of cry out from their soul. And the universe hears this and starts to send them new energies which help them to awaken. It sends the energies through new experiences. Perhaps you might meet somebody who says something to you in a way that you really hear them. You really hear what they're saying, and what they're saying is new and different to what you've been experiencing and doing day after day before you met them. And this also can create within you an awakening. The other ways that you can awaken are through meditation, because when you meditate, you're basically asking the universe to bring down these higher levels of consciousness, or these finer patterns of vibration. Each time you sit down and you relax and you just bring in those energies of chi or prana or consciousness, it's coming into your body, and it's helping that heavy vibration that you had before to smooth out, to become finer. And as it comes in, it changes you completely in mind, body and soul. And after you've been doing that for a little while, after you've been used to becoming calm and quiet within and just bringing in this new energy, again you go through a profound change. And at first it can be quite subtle, and you may not even notice that you're changing. For others, it can be a very fast experience. You can literally have an awakening. Some event, just one event, can suddenly just help you to see outside of this heavy vibration, this programming that's been inside of you and all around you to date, this matrix of education and government and community, of society. You now look and you think, none of this now makes any sense to me. It's not how I want to live my life. And this basically means that your energy pattern has changed. And it's like when you tune into an old-fashioned radio, you used to turn the dial, and at one vibration or frequency you would have BBC or Radio 1, and then you would change the dial and you would get to Radio 2 and 3 and 4, and on each station they would be transmitting a different program or story. And this is what's happening when you wake up. It's like you've moved from one radio station to the next radio station, and now instead of listening to heavy rock music, you might, for instance, be interested in listening to classical music. Instead of listening to local news, it's like you might be listening to international news. And that's just an example of how you will start to view your life differently. Of course, you won't actually be listening to those types of music or channels. It's just an example of how it all works. As you meditate, this consciousness which comes in from the universe, it contains these tiny little patterns or codes. Sometimes they're called keys. And they come into your body and they kind of just reside there until the time is right. When the time is right, the little keys, they kind of turn and they bring to you experiences. They bring to you the right experiences to suit your soul plan. We all are born into this life with a soul plan. And at the right time and at the right level of consciousness, these little keys will turn, which will send out that wave that I've been talking about, and it will reach out to the people and the experiences that need to now come into your life to help you to move forward, to help you to gain more to help you to gain more soul experience. And the journey then just unfolds step by step. Your life begins to change, and when you look back in, say, 6 months from that awakening, the start of your awakening, you're going to look at your life and you're going to be in a completely different place to where you started at the beginning. And from there will be no stopping you, because now the universe will send you signs and synchronicities, and everywhere you look there will be signs from the universe. And this might be in the form of people coming forward that now teach you something that you were looking for. You may have questions in your heart and soul, and then that day somebody will arrive in your life, or something will be seen in a book or on the television, and it will answer that deep-rooted question that you've been looking for answers for. And this is how the universe works. As soon as you change the dial on your radio, you receive a new program. You receive new information. You receive new consciousness. So the key to getting this process started is to just start asking the universe to bring you higher levels of consciousness. Just give the universe permission to now come into your life in a new way. And you can do this by beginning a regular practice of meditation, or just by starting to read new books about spiritual development, or how to heal your life in a spiritual way. This might be something like changing your diet, changing the pattern of what you do in your life every day, looking at those things that work and those things that don't work. And as you get going, as you just change one thing at a time, that heavy pattern that you had before, which was called the third dimension, which kept you asleep and in a matrix of programming, you'll find that the pattern changes and it becomes smoother, and it will bring to you those new things, those new experiences that you now need to go forward on your spiritual awakening. If you have any further questions about this topic, then please put them in the comments below. Please like this video and please subscribe so that more information can come towards you at the right time when you need it.